So we will talk today about identity crisis. Before we talk about the crisis, I want to talk what is the definition of identity. So identity is how do you define yourself? Okay, and some people, when they define yourself, is they define themselves with their personal goals, with their personality, with their physical appearance, with their values. This is the identity. Personal identity is how you define yourself. Okay, your identity affects something else called the self-esteem. Self-esteem is how much you feel about your identity. So the feeling you have about yourself, we call this self-esteem. So how much you value, respect, and feel confident about yourself and your identity. To classify self-esteem or identity, some psychologists like to classify it. There is global self-esteem or global identity, which means that in general, how you feel about yourself, you feel good or you don't feel good. But then we classify it into physical performance, social and personal and religious self-esteem. So some people, their self-esteem is coming mainly from the physical appearance, others from their performance, like work performance and academic achievement. Some other people are social more, like they focus on relationship and family and significant others. Some people are the main self-esteem coming from their personal traits. I am kind, I'm generous, I'm easygoing, stuff like that. Some people, their main self-esteem is the religious self-esteem, which is the religious practices and traditions. Okay, so identity is how you define yourself. Okay, self-esteem is how you feel about the self that you created. The crisis, identity crisis, is an event when you question your sense of self or your place in the world. And usually it happens during teenager. We all go through this crisis during teenage years, which you don't know what are the more important values. What do you want to do in future? Are you religious or not? Are these my friends or not? Is my girlfriend gonna be my wife or not? Like so many questions you have in mind about different things, from politics, religion, relationship, career, school, work. But people will grow out of it with identity, or they continue to be confused, and this will cause psychological problems. But anyway, the crisis that we talking about is not just the teenage crisis. We can go through crisis when we confront new challenges. Okay, give me examples. Here is a list of things that can cause crisis. For example, losing a loved one. When you lose a loved one, you don't know how you're going to define yourself. Who am I without this one? Who am I without my partner? Who am I without my kids? Or beginning a new relationship, you keep questioning yourself, is this the right person? Are we going to continue together forever? Is this not the right person? And when you end the marriage, who am I without this marriage or without this relationship? When you move to a new country, when you lose or you start a new job, like imposter syndrome. When you start a new job, you don't know if this is the right job. I'm doing my job. Do I know what I'm doing or not? And we call it imposter syndrome. This is also another term for it. You can say it, if it's a longer period, you can say it a crisis. Okay. We all go through different crises, but the frequency and the intensity of the crisis will be different from one to another, depending also on mental health problem. If you have depression or bipolar or borderline personality, these are mental health problem. You will be more sensitive to traumatic life event, and you will be prone or predisposed to crisis more than other. So for some people, starting a job is a crisis. For others, this is not a crisis at all, depending on your baseline. Okay. The crisis, when people go through a crisis, identity crisis, usually there are certain thoughts and there is certain feeling. Most common thoughts that you would have or question, you'll be, who am I? What is my purpose in life? What are my values? What are my spiritual beliefs? What I'm passionate about? What are my interests? Is this the right career? Stuff like that. So you keep asking yourself. Question could be very general, could be specific, but also this kind of question will be associated with feeling, like negative feeling, irritability, feel unmotivated, feeling lost, feeling insecure, difficulty regulating your emotion. And I'm sure you heard about the middle age crisis, when people sometimes stop at certain time at 40 or at 50, and they start to question everything. Is this the right relationship? Is this the right career? Is this the right country? Is this the right job? Like questions about different goals and values in their life. Okay. So one of the questions we're gonna do today, we have two things, two activities today. One of them is this: tell me about a time when you went through a crisis. What did you do? What was the cause? And what were the symptoms? Again, tell me about a time when you went through a crisis. Tell me what was the crisis, what was the cause, what were the symptoms, okay, and how did you cope with it? Or is still ongoing, or did it end, or what's going on? So tell me a crisis, the feeling associated with it, thoughts associated with it, the cause, and if you are able to cope with it or not, okay? A second part of the talk today, we'll talk about identity, go back to identity, like how our identity develop, okay? This is a psychological, like a long psychological debate. The first one who we're talking about identity was Erik Erikson. Then there is another psychologist, the name is James Marcia. She expanded the definition or the development of identity. And she classified identity development into 4 levels. Okay, to make it easy, I have a graph for it here. So, and this is one of the exercises we're gonna work on. Okay, so according to this psychologist, she believes when you achieve your identity, like a full achievement, this means you explored other options. Okay, I'm talking about identity in a specific area, like let's say the identity about career, or identity about relationship, or identity about religion or politics, whatever is the identity, or to said identity could be many things. Okay, so she believes when you achieve your identity in certain area, this means you explored and thought about it a lot, about different options. Okay, and then you started to be committed to one career or one relationship or one goal. This means you achieved your identity. Okay, and that is good. Like I would like to see people, you know, here in this box and in this box. Okay, what about, so, okay, you tell me identity achievement, this mean I thought about the thing and I know what I should do with my life, and I like engineering and I'm gonna be engineer and I'm gonna apply for engineering school, and this is, I think, after I volunteered in different jobs and different places, and I think this is what I'm gonna do. It's fine, you can change your mind and go through different stages again after 10 years, it's fine, but for now you achieved your identity in this area. Okay, moratorium, what is this one? No, this one, you at this stage, you didn't achieve the identity, you're still questioning and you're still thinking about what should I do. And this is what it's fine too. So you're still exploring, but you are not committed yet. You're still exploring. This is an area, and that's fine. You explore which religion fits me. Is it Christianity, Buddhism, Islam? I'm comparing them. You didn't grow up in a religious family. You don't know which one would be the perfect match. So you read about this one. So if someone asks you about, do you believe in religions, or which do you have any spiritual practice, you can tell them, I'm still thinking about it. This is a good stage. Okay. Another one is foreclosure. To be honest, I don't like to see people on these two options. Foreclosure means you made a commitment and you made a choice without exploring and without thinking about it. And this actually later on gonna cause middle age crisis. So let's say your family, your mom is an engineer, your dad is an engineer. They told you the best thing you can do in life is engineering. So you chose engineering school because your mom and dad told you to do so. And it's fine, but you didn't explore other things. Okay. So it is more likely that later on you will be questioning this commitment and this decision. So we don't like to see people on this area which you make a choice. You know, it's common in my country, like mom and dad, they tell you which one you're gonna get married to. You're gonna get into, we like this girl, it is a good, or it's like this guy, he's a good guy, come from a good family. So people sometimes commit, get married, but after 5 years, 2 years, they find that this is not the right fit for me because I actually didn't think about it. I just see what they wanted me to do and I did it. Okay. Another one is the identity to diffusion. This one is I don't care. Like we ask them about career, I don't know. I don't want to care about it. I don't know. What's supposed to do with my life. There is no exploration at this stage, at this level of identity, and there is no commitment. So again, what we're gonna get out of this when there is certain things, major things in life, you know, career, relationship, politics, religion, school, different major goals in life. Okay, I don't know which one. So you think about it. If you're thinking about it, and in psychology, while you are at this stage thinking, we call it crisis. So in some classification in psychology, when you are in crisis, it's fine. We all gonna go through it. So when you are in this stage, you think about the things, what you're gonna do, which one we're gonna get married to, which one you're gonna partner with, and or which career you're gonna go through. This is gonna cause uncomfortable feeling, but it is good because down the road, but we don't want to stay in this one for 20 years. You don't tell me 20 years you're trying to find a career, you know, that fits your interest and your value. Like we need also like put a time frame from SMART goals, right? Specific time frame and measurable. So identity achievement moratorium is also a good thing. You think about your identity. Don't go into this one which you make a choice because everyone is telling you this is a good fit for you. Try different things. You know, I make a mistake, as minor mistake compared to what other people going through. But the piano teacher for my daughter, he told me, "Oh, you have a talent in piano," and he continued teaching me piano for 6 months. And I was doing it just to encourage my daughter to play piano. So I was doing it. I didn't feel it. There was zero progress. But he's telling me, you have it. Don't worry. Do it. And in 6 months, nothing. Okay. I didn't explore other stuff. I should have explored other stuff. But anyway, so this is the stage I was in is called foreclosure. You know, then we still start thinking, no, maybe I like something else. Let's try something else. This is a moratorium. And once you achieve and you know which area make you happy, you can practice, you like it, we call it identity. This one, which you stay with no commitment and no exploration. Anyway, the next exercise, what you're going to do, you're going to choose, I'll put it in the chat here. I'll copy this and put it in the chat. Which one applies to you and why? Okay. I told you in any thing in life, there will be 4 levels. Okay. The highest level is the identity achieved. Another one is you're still thinking about is moratorium. Another one is diffusion, which I don't want you to be in, which you don't want to care about anything. And the foreclosure is the one you have a commitment and you have a decision, but it's not based on what you like and what you value. So I want you to choose for politics. Tell me which one applies to you and why. Which one applies to you and why. You don't have to tell me, oh, this is called, you know, diffusion, or you don't have to use these terms, but you'll find every statement here represent one stage of what I'm talking about. So for example, I have thought it through. I realized that I can agree with some and not other aspect of what my family believe. This guy, he achieved a political identity because he questioned it, and then he realized what he really agree and disagree with. But someone like this one, I haven't really considered because it doesn't excite me much. This one in a diffusion stage, he doesn't care about politics at all. Okay, you're gonna do the same question with religions. For example, I don't give religion much thought. It doesn't bother me one way or the other. This is in a diffusion. This is not something he's gonna explore or commit to. Another example, I have never really questioned my religion. If it is right for my family, it must be right for me. If it is right for my family, it must be right for me. This is the foreclosed or foreclosure, which I don't like to see people in. Okay. Then another question about my career choice. And again, some people know their career choice. Some people don't care at all. Some people still questioning what is the career choices. Some people, they make a commitment, but actually they didn't explore and they didn't think about it. So you see, these are different level of how we develop identity. And the last one is about men's and women's roles. You know, the gender roles. Some people are very strict with gender roles. Some people are more flexible. They are fine with it. Everyone will define men's and women's role differently. Okay, so you can tell me which one apply to you. Okay, so these are the two questions. So we have one question tell me about a crisis and what happened, what is the causes of a crisis, what were the symptoms, and how did you cope with it. Another one is in regards to these 4 areas. Tell me which one. You don't have to go through, maybe some people don't care about politics, some people don't care about religion at all. Maybe choose 2 of the one we offer here. So maybe you choose politics or religion or women's duties or rules, and the other one, career choices. Okay, so I'll copy these choices here, and then we will run the discussion. Thank you.